Hello everyone, this is Paul. Welcome to SFF Release Day. This is July 12th, 2016. These are the books that were released today in the SFF market. What I do is I go on barnesandnoble.com. Joel Cunningham over there runs a great weekly blog of what comes out, and he tells the things to look forward to this coming week. And then what I then do is go on Goodreads, see who's read the books of my friends or the people that I follow, which are usually bloggers, and then check out what they gave the books. And then I go afterwards on Amazon and check out the hardcovers and the paperbacks and just check things out. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I'm recording this locally today because I don't have the bandwidth to live stream this tonight, so that is why it's being uploaded tonight. Alright, here we go. Arabella of Mars by David D. Levine came out. This is one of the bigger releases of the week. Thomas from SFF 180 did a great review of this. He gave it a 4-star. He also interviewed Mr. David D. Levine as well. Check that out on Thomas's channel, SFF 180. One of the best things about sci-fi as a genre is the restless way it refuses to settle into predictability. Levine celebrates this fact with a book that pivots off of Victorian SFF tropes to create something fresh, a thoroughly modern book that also feels like a classic adventure from Jules Verne or H.G. Wells. Arabella is a teenage girl living on Mars in 1812. Her mother, fearing the planet's wild influence on her child, moves her daughter to Earth, leaving Arabella's father and brother on the colony. When Arabella's father dies, she disguises herself as a boy and hires on with a ship heading back to the Red Planet in order to save her brother. Along the way, she encounters threats both within the ship and in the solar system at large. Arabella is a believably drawn young woman, determined and headstrong. Readers will fall in love with her as they follow her on adventures across a steampunky alternate past. Alright, this is sounds pretty good. It sounds very character based, all about this young woman and her adventures. Let's go ahead over at Goodreads and check out the score. This is right now at 3.88 with 32 ratings, 320 pages, so it's not really that long, and it's from Tor. Connor gave it a 4 out of 5, and he did a non-spoiler video review of the book. And like I said, Thomas did one as well, and that was a 4. I went ahead and added this to my to-be read maybe. I'm not a huge steampunk person, but I'd like to get into it more, and I want to see if I would like this or not. If I want a character-based book about a young girl overcoming obstacles, I think maybe I'll check it out. It seems pretty good. Alright, here we go. Going back, Chuck Wendig has his next book in his Star Wars series. I read Aftermath, the first one, and I didn't care for it very much, but people really like it as well. Star Wars Aftermath, Life Debt. Wendig continues to fill in blanks in the Star Wars saga with the second book in his trilogy set between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. With the Emperor dead and the New Republic hunting down the remnants of the defeated military order, Han Solo accompanies Chewbacca to the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk to liberate it from oppression, a story hardcore fans have been waiting 30 years to see fleshed out. Very cool. Meanwhile, Nora Wexley hunts Grand Admiral Ray Sloane, who leads the remnants of a once mighty fleet on a quest to salvage what remains of the Empire, until Chewbacca's capture and Han Solo's disappearance pulls her away from that mission, and she's charged by Leia Organa to effect a rescue. Too bad, or to say she has a bad feeling about this is an understatement. Wendig brings modern flair and his signature staccato style to the universe of Star Wars without losing sight of what made it the most popular sci-fi stories of all time. Alright, let's check this out on Goodreads. This has a 3.74 right now with a 43 ratings in. 320 pages, published by Del Rey. None of my friends have read it yet. I know one of them is starting it this week. But yeah. If you enjoyed the first book, you'll probably enjoy this one. Yeah. Okay, Red Queen by Christina Henry. This is, pretty sure this is a UK book now released in, oh no, it's just the same, it's the same title as another book. I don't know. I don't even know how people can get away with that. Alright, sorry. Henry's revisionary take on Alice's adventures in Wonderland continues to disturb and delight in the follow-up to 2015's Alice. Having escaped Old City, Alice and Hatcher expected to find peace, but the fields of lush greenery aren't where they should be, and Hatcher still hasn't found his daughter. Thus, the most unexpected besties ever push... Thus, the most unexpected besties ever pushed onward in their quest, one that quickly puts them at the mercy of the terrifying White Queen and the twisted Black King, and seeking to ally themselves with the vengeful, unpredictable Red Queen, perhaps the most dangerous of them all. Henry brings her brutal, violent vision of Lewis Carroll's classic to life with vibrant writing and unexpected twists. Alright, the second book in her series. Right now it has a 3.82, 68 ratings. This is from Ace, paperback, 304 pages. And Mogsy, one of the people I like the most, she's on Biblio Sanctum. She gave it a 4. I'm not really that into retellings like that, but I know a lot of people are. The big book of science fiction comes out. This is by Anne Vandermeer and Jeff Vandermeer. This has... It's funny because I thought this came out last week. Anyways, more than 1,000 pages and upwards of 100 stories. Wow. They offer up examples of how the genre has dealt with issues from racism to sexism to every ism in between. Almost a third of the stories are translated, offering a glimpse of the genre at a removed from the smothering effect of the English language market. Pretty cool. Even if you put aside any pretension of studying genre history, this is an unparalleled achievement and undoubtedly one of the most important books you'll buy this year. This is one that I really do want to get, but I don't see myself reading it anytime soon. But I do want to get it. It's kind of weird. Let's check it out. Right now it has a 4.83, 6 ratings, only 6 ratings. That's why it's so high. 1,216 pages by Vintage. A lot of people want to read it. Best anthology they've ever read. Could add this to my my list. I would add it to the library list, but I don't think I could finish it by the time I had to take it back to the library, right? Okay, Time Siege, the sequel to Choose Compulsively Readable Time Salvager, expertly expanding the paradox-filled universe established in the first book. Disgraced ex-Cronman James Griffin Mars is literally haunted by his past and actively fleeing a future in which powerful megacorporation Volta controls everything and the Earth is a poisoned wasteland. Ooh. Poisoned wastelands happen to be ideal places to hide, however, and Griffin Mars, the cabal of scientists he's rescued from the past, and other allies make the ruined planet their temporary home. Choose depiction of a future New York and Chicago are haunting, and the plot walks a perfect tightrope between brain-tingling time travel antics and straight-ahead action. The first book, Time Salvager, wasn't the most well-received book, so I'm kind of curious about this one and see if the the series gets stronger. This is from Tor, and the Kindle edition came out without a page number. 432 pages from Tor, and right now has a 4.35 with 31 ratings. Everyone that loved the first one probably bought it the day it came out. No one that I know has read it. Let's check out some normal people. Yeah, this is one of those series that's very mixed. People love or don't like the first one. Let's check out the first one. First one has 2,000 ratings with a 3.68. Lisa from Tenacious Reader gave it a 4.5. She loved it. Frank gave it a 4. Tammy gave it a 4.5. See, they loved it. But then we have other people that didn't quite like it. Tom Wright gave it a 5. But Elizabeth from 2 didn't enjoy the writing. Kylie here gave it a 4. Halak gave it a 3. And then a bunch of other people wanted to read it but never really got around to it. Moxie gave it a 4. Another guy here, Tador, gave it a 4. He really liked it. SF Thriller. If that seems interesting to you, check out the first book, Time Salvager, and the new one, Time Siege. The Ghoul King by Guy Haley. I've never heard of this one. The fast arriving sequel, it's a sequel, to Haley's fantastic post-apocalyptic, hard-boiled science fiction. Wow. Hard-boiled science fantasy novella, The Emperor's Railroad, takes us deeper inside the dreaming cities of a far future Earth, so ravaged by unknown disaster that history has become myth and technology has transmuted into science. Cool. Sword and gunslinging knight Quinn, back after battling dragons after a fashion, in the first book, now travels to the edge of the known world in search of desperately needed supplies. It winds up meeting more unfortunate souls along the way. Duty bound to aid those in need, he finds himself embroiled in another perilous adventure as he helps a strange woman repair an ancient robot. As Haley teases out more of the shrouded history of his invented future, The Ghoul King. That sounds kind of cool, guys. So this is the second book. The Ghoul King. There we go. It's the Dreaming Cities. Let's see here. This one here has a 3.92 with only 12 ratings. No one that I know has read it yet. Let's check out the first one. This is a Tor.com novella. The first one, The Emperor's Railroad, has a 3.56, not the best, with this 139 ratings, 179 pages. Let's see. DJ here gave it a 3.5. HD gave it a 3. And that's about it. It's pretty middle ground, middle of the road type thing. Finish it with one setting, 2. You know, I think this is the type of story that appeals to only certain people. Post-apocalyptic, fantasy, science fantasy. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I kind of like this idea. I kind of want to read it. Okay. And then there's the sequel. The Devourers comes to America by Indra Das. Prior to its publication in North America, Indra Das's debut was already been shortlisted for a number of international awards. Precious little work in the burgeoning artistic realm of Indian fantasy, so this is an author from India, has received a wide release on this side of the pond, at least so far. Okay, so this one elicits additional excitement. It's a century-spanning story of love, magic, and werewolves that begins in the 17th century at the building of the Taj Mahal. Neat. It continues to the present day. We reviewed it this week, and it is atmospheric, evocative, and well worth your time. So they have a review up. Very cool. Devourers. This is one I want to read, but I was kind of waiting for this US release. There's a lot of Devour. There we go. A lot of urban fantasy that has Devour in the title. Okay, anyways. 3.96, 113 ratings for readers of Neil Gaiman, Margaret Atwood, China Miéville, and David Mitchell. Wow. 320 pages, Del Rey. Melanie, one of my favorite reviewers, gave it a 4. Leah Bayer gave it a 5. She is one of the people that does things on my channel. Yep, and a bunch of people want to read it, but I feel like I've seen more people read this than what is on my list. Maybe I'm missing people. Alright, let's see what this Brad guy. He has the highest rated review of 39 likes. If you didn't know, all the reviews on the community reviews are rated by how many likes they've gotten. I can't honestly say that it is a completely unique experience to say that I've been consumed by a story, but I can honestly say that I've never consumed and been consumed by one in equal proportions. Cool. Let's see what he says at the end here. This is a very simple tale. The difference is that it is told very deeply. And frankly, I'm in awe. Very cool. So people really enjoyed this. Adding it to the list. I thought my friend Will read this. Huh. Okay, moving on. Necessity. This is the third book in her Just City thing. Trilogy, I guess. Walton wraps up her 3-book philosophical... Okay, let's start it again. Walton wraps up her 3-book philosophical thought experiment, come sci-fi saga, revealing the endgame for the Just City. The enclave founded by the goddess Athena outside of time and populated with great thinkers and children from across the centuries in an attempt to recreate the ideal civilization for Plato's Republic. The city's fortunes wax and wane across the first 2 volumes, and here it all comes to a head. Moved to the planet Pluto under the orders of Zeus, the inhabitants of the Just City must contend with the death of a god and visitors from a distant star, our Earth. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I've heard so many contradicting things about this series. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I have the first book. I never read it. One of these days I'll read it. 9 ratings only right now, so it's 4.56. This is from Tor. Hardcover, 336 pages. Alicia is currently reading it, but no one has reviewed it yet. So yeah. If you like the Just City, the Philosopher Kings, you'll probably like this, Mr. Ari says. Yep. The Stars Askew by Zurich Davidson? Okay. Davidson follows up his critically acclaimed 2014 debut, Unwrapped Sky. I never heard of it. Returning to Kali Amar, a fantastical city surviving by the grace of the massive minotaurs who defended it from conquest. It's a realm where science and magic meet in the practice of thaumaturgy. The politics of industry threaten the balance of society, and assassins plot the deaths of gods. This new weird twist on the epic fantasy genre takes some getting used to, but the effort is well worth it. That sounds cool. New weird fantasy. Askew. The Stars Askew. So this is the second book in this Kali Amar series. Only has 3 ratings right now. No one that I know has read it. 416 pages from Tor. Let's check out. Whoops, I'm sorry. Let's check out the first book, Unwrapped Sky, with a 3.26, 387 ratings from Tor. Once again, 430. Matthew, give it a 5. Wow. He loves this book. Caleb Hill, give it a 4. A bunch of people have it marked to read, but no one has read it. Let's see what Mark Lawrence has to say about this. It's not written like most fantasy books, and many fantasy readers may find it moves them out of their comfort zone. It's more intellectual than most books with a minotaur on the cover. For some reason, the style puts me in mind of a classic 20th century Russian literature. You want a clear and advancing plot with definite goals, you're not going to get it. If you like likable characters, nope, you're not going to get it. Very cool. On the other hand, 17 of my Goodreads friends have given it an average of a 4.35. That's cool. Sarah gave it a 5. Unwrapped Sky is one of those books that just worked for me on almost every level. I'll see it in, give it a 5. So people that I respect their opinion on books give it a high score, yet the overall score is low. I want to read it. Unwrapped Sky, the first book in this Kali Amar series. The second book, The Stars Askew, just came out. Scott Baker finally comes out with the new book. The third book in his Aspect Emperor trilogy. Scott Baker is a grimdark author that's relatively popular on some places on the internet. I have all his books actually, except for this one book. So yeah. Alright, The Great Ordeal by R. Scott Baker, the long-awaited third installment of Baker's acclaimed Aspect Emperor Quartet, which follows a trilogy, The Prince of Nothing, finally arrives. 3 or 7, depending on your math, books in is no place to start a series this dense, multi-layered, or ambitious, so we'll say that Baker's an essential voice in the genre. His fiction rich in ideas in tackling different questions of politics, morality, and faith, and a story truly epic in scope. I've heard his books be compared to Steven Erikson. I've heard his books be compared to Gene Wolfe. So, yeah. Right now it has 19 ratings with a 4.26. One person I follow, Patrick St. Dennis, I give it a 4. He does the Pat's blog thing. Yeah. Give it a 4. I actually read some of his review, and yeah, he liked it. It's a long time coming for this book. People really, if you're a fan of R. Scott Baker, you like R. Scott Baker, just hands down. It is a really gripping, menacing world that he writes, and I've heard that he writes really well. I need to read his book. I don't know why I'm dragging my feet about it. Alright, Drowned Worlds, edited by Drowned Worlds, edited by Jonathan Strahan. Venerable anthology master Jonathan Strahan assembles an impressive lineup of authors for this collection of stories set in futures in which the waters have risen and life as we know it has changed forever. Includes Charlie J. Anders, Kim Stanley Robinson, Ken Liu, Paul Macaulay, Kathleen Ann Gonin, Levi Tatar, Jeffrey Ford, James Moreau, and others. Wow. So it's an anthology all about global climate, global change, making things melt. And now we have a bunch of water worlds, basically. Let's see, 4.2, 5 ratings. Yeah. Alea gave it a 4. This guy says, in a marketplace that is flooded with anthologies, it can sometimes be difficult in picking the right one. Cool. And he likes it because it's all tied together around this catastrophic oceans have risen type idea. The theme impressed him, and he liked that. So if that type of theme interests you, definitely check that out. Okay, last one on here. Invaders, 22 Tales from the Outer Limits of Literature, edited by Jacob Weissman. This is pretty cool, actually. This week is 3 for 3 with anthologies. This one, edited by Jacob Weissman, collects stories from authors you'll usually find on shelves in the literary fiction section, even when they're incorporating genre tropes into their work left and right. Check out SFF stories from heavy hitters like, apologize for my pronunciation, Janelle Diaz, George Sanders, Catherine Dunn, Jonathan Lethman, Amari Baraka, W.P. Consuela, Stephen Milhauser, Robert Owen Butler, and Molly Kloss. So it's literature people writing SFF type things. Invaders 22. Let's check this out. 15 ratings, 4.07. It's from Tachyon. 384 pages. None of my friends have read it. Yeah, so people that write literary genres, writing this. Okay, let's move on to Amazon. Let's see what has come out there. This is by publication date. Already looked at Life Debt by Wendag. We looked at the Baker book. The last one by Alexandra Olivier. Oh, this is one that I saw on Thomas's channel. It begins with a reality TV show. 12 contestants are sent into the woods to face challenges that will test the limits of their endurance. Cut off from society, the contestants know nothing of it. Pretty cool. Something terrible happens while these people are on this reality show, this TV show, and they don't know what happened. Yeah, there's basically a young woman that is by herself now, and it just seems like a very interesting idea. Let's look up the Goodreads. Yeah, probably, there it is. I already have this on To Read Maybe. 3.9 rating, 529 ratings already. Hardcover, only 300 pages. Ballantine Books. Melanie gave this a 5. She really enjoyed it. Got an arc from NetGalley. This is one of the best debut author novels I've ever read. Very cool. Leah gave it a 5. Survivor times The Hunger Games times The Stand. This is a 5-star book for me. Really cool. I'm a massive Survivor fan. I started watching it with mom and kids, so I'm a Survivor fan too, so I'll probably like it too. The premise is a reality show based on surviving. A group of people are stuck in the middle of the wilderness, have to tough it out mostly alone, and then something crazy goes on. Huh. I like it. I think it sounds really a lot of fun. It reminded her of A Head Full of Ghosts. Katie gave it a 3. She was about it. Yep. Emily's super popular reviewer gave it a 2.5. It's a good book, but I just don't really like it that much. It's another dense, wordy, literary, post-apocalyptic novel. Alright, that sounds good to me. 4 4s. Yeah, I think I would really like this book. The cast is made up of 12 people with different color bandanas, and they are reduced to mere stereotypes. Cool. Zoo. Female, main protagonist, loves animals, tracker. Male, survivor expert. Waitress. Female, very good looking. Rancher. Cowboy. Air Force. Military pilot. Cool. I'm so gonna get this book. The last one by Alexandra Olivier. I think this sounds like a lot of fun. I like those type of things. Let's see, what else we got here? Final Inkle by Alexandra Jarowski. Oh, this is the guy that did that Dune thing. Is this? I think this might be. Yeah, this is graphical. Yep. I'll skip that. Batman, Arkham Knight. Flowers, Crystal Crowns. A lot of stuff we already talked about. The real Peter Pan. Tired of retellings. Even though I haven't read hardly any of them, I just don't like seeing them so often. I think that I don't want to get on that. Never mind. All right, that's about it for. So not many others besides the ones we covered. We'll see what's come out in paperback. The Goodall Manifest by Gretchen Ricks. The Invasive by Mitchell Hodges. The Luminous Stone. Big book of science fiction. Sorcerer to the Crown. Paperback comes out by Zen Cho, so if you've been waiting for that on paperback. Deceptions, a Kingsville novel by Kelly Armstrong. The paperback for 12 Kings of Shurikai comes out, so if you've been looking for that Bradley Below book, but you didn't want to buy the hardcover, that one comes out. Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. I already did that one. The Time Train by Eric M. Bossarge. 1995 by D.A. McQuinn. I think we're going to go ahead and cut it off now. What I liked the most out of what I saw, I do like the idea of that book I was just reading about, the last one. I think that sounds like a fun book, something that I would like personally. Definitely not for everybody, but something that I would like. So the last one by Alexandra Olivier, I don't know, but I would probably read that one before any others. I do want to get to the R. Scott Baker book, but I have to read 6 other books to get there. I think the original, or the first book of this Drew Jack Davidson, Unwrapped Sky, I think that sounds good, and I should check that out. Devours sounds great, but I don't know if it's my type of book. Time Siege and Time Salvager, I probably would like those, just because it's my type of book. And then Arabella of Mars, I think I would enjoy that too. Yeah, so those are the books for this week, July 12th, 2016. Sorry I didn't have much excitement this week. I don't know. Yeah. Hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you next time.